Raj, talking of work, who was that go-to person for you when you flunked an audition? Somebody you called up and spoke to during the initial days of your career?
My mother. I used to call her every time I would feel disappointed or I would feel low in my life. And she always had one thing to say, great things are going to happen to you. Just hold on, don't worry. Even after my national award win, my Asia Pacific, whatever happened in my life, my first Filmfare, and she kept saying this nothing, greater things will happen to you. So I think it was only her in my life that I, would connect with, and I would share my happiness and my sadness.
What is the best piece of advice that she's given you?
So many. She said, of course, be honest with your work, work hard, be kind to others, because she was such a fighter. So I have that immense respect for women all over the world, also because of my mother now. So these are the few things that she told me.
Was there ever a moment in life where your entire family came together during a personal crisis? How did you all hold it together?
Like it was not an easy childhood for me. It was a tough childhood growing up. I became a dance teacher when I was in class 8. I started teaching one kid. I used to give home tuitions, and whatever little bit I knew, I was just teaching her and making 300 rupees a month and feeling very happy about it. I used to get, ghar ka ration thoda bahut on 300 rupees se, ki 25 rupees ki dal le li, 50 rupees ka ghee le liya. And I used to feel so happy and proud that, I'm contributing in my daily needs of my family. I used to feel very happy about it. But yeah, it was, of course, tough times, but great times. I learned so much from them. All my brothers, we are 4 brothers and 2 sisters, joint family together. So we are really close, all us brothers. We have this group, this WhatsApp group, and we share everything about each other, about our day-to-day lives and what's happening and what's good and what's bad happening in our lives.
So what are the kind of messages that you'll send each other on your WhatsApp group?
Most of the time, stupid jokes. Yeah. And sometimes, of course, some spiritual things. If somebody has read something beautiful and about some life philosophy, so we do that. And sometimes if we have to, connect about some common thing, some common event or common function, then we plan everything on that WhatsApp group.
You mentioned Patralekha. I'm very curious to know, how did you meet? What is the romance like?
Romance is beautiful. It's been 11 years now. How did we meet? So after LSD, I was called back to FTI to shoot for like a playback exercise, like a playback song. And then I got to know that Patralekha, there's another girl called Patralekha who would also be acting with me. And we both had to travel together to Pune, to FTI to shoot for this. So this is my side of story. And Patralekha's side of story is that she got to know that, oh, this guy who was in LSD is coming with me. And she had this impression because she saw LSD and she thought, look at this guy, such an asshole. So she thought that I'm this guy. And so she got her sister along, Parna. And Patra wouldn't talk to me in the car the whole journey. And Parna was talking to me, her sister. And Patra would call her mom and say, tell her now, why is she talking to him? Don't talk to him. And I was like, what happened? So I asked her randomly, I tried to have a conversation. I asked her, so what have you done? What do you do? And she said, some ads here and there. And I said, okay, what ads? She said, I've done this ad. It was a brand called Tata Docomo. And ting, because cut to 3 months back, I'm watching television and I saw this ad on the TV. And for some reason, I thought, wow, yaar, what a cute girl. I wish I could marry her. And cut to present. I was like, you are that girl? She's like, yeah. I said, oh, okay. Hi. And then, of course, things started. Yeah.
What's the worst piece of advice somebody has given you? Has it ever happened that, during your struggling days, they said, tum actor nahi ban sakoge, those kind of slights or insults?
Actor nahi ban sakoge, nobody has said. People were very, very helpful, and they would always say, after the audition that, yeah, you're good, you know your thing, but, be at it. Maybe not this film, but something else. But there were few people, of course, who would be like, hey, why are you trying for films? It's not going to work out. You're neither here nor there. It's very tough. It's going to be tough for you. It will be a hard journey. And I was like, yeah, fine. I'm here. I'm going to enjoy the journey. But I'm here on this journey now. There was never looking back for me.
When the whole nepotism debate came out, people used you as an example of an outsider who's paved his way for the others in the industry. What was that phase for you like?
I wasn't really too active on Twitter at that time, honestly. But I know about it, of course, the whole debate about nepotism. I'm grateful to everybody who thinks that, they like my work and they feel that, I deserve to be here where I am. There's a lot of gratitude. Uh, but I feel if about nepotism, my stand was always clear. If somebody is talented enough to be on screen, if somebody who can be on his or her own, then I don't mind watching them as long as, they deserve to be there. They're worthy enough to be there. So I think people would also accept that.